Ever listen to another language and just wish you could build one simple sentence? I mean, not just memorize a phrase, but actually build it from the ground up? Well, today, we're going to find the blueprint for your very first Polish sentences, starting with the most basic building blocks.
All right, let's just dive right in with a little puzzle. I'm going to say a phrase, and I just want you to see what your intuition tells you it means. Ready? Co to jest?
And the answer is to jest, the explainer, or this is the explainer. And hey, just like that, you've understood your first bit of Polish. This simple pattern, to jest, is literally the first Lego brick in everything we're about to build.
So let's really zero in on that foundational phrase. It looks super simple, but to jest is basically your key to identifying everything around you, from the person you're with to the coffee you're drinking.
To jest literally means this is, and its real power? It's in that simplicity. I mean, think of it like a universal pointer. You can aim it at a person, a building, a plate of pierogi, and it just works. Every single time. It's the first and most essential tool you're going to have. For example, you could point to someone and say, To jest Robert. Simple, clear, totally effective. But what if you want to say more than just who he is? Well, for that, we're going to need our next piece of the puzzle. Okay, so to go from just pointing at things to actually describing them, we need a connector. And in Polish, that essential piece of glue, the thing that holds it all together, is the verb być. Być simply means to be. You know, I always think of this verb as a bit of a chameleon. It's the same core verb, but it changes its color, or in this case, its ending, to perfectly match its surroundings. Whether you're saying I am or they are, it's all być, just in a different disguise. Okay, so let's look at how this chameleon changes its colors. For I am, it's yes them. For you are, it's jesteś. Are you starting to see the pattern here? The heart of the word, that jest, it often stays the same, but the ending adapts to tell you exactly who we're talking about. And trust me, that little ending is everything. Let's put this on a map for a second. Imagine you're standing right in the middle of Krakow's main square. You'd say, Ja jestem w Krakowie. You hear that M at the end? Jestem? That is the sound of I am. Okay, now imagine you're traveling with your friends. The whole group would say, My jesteśmy w Polsce. We are in Poland. Did you catch that? The ending just flipped from M for I to iśmy for we. That tiny change makes all the difference. And what about talking about other people? Michelle and Robert, for instance. Well, oni są w Krakowie. They are in Krakow. For they are, the word becomes just są. So you've got jestem, jesteśmy, są. You're already starting to navigate the different forms of to be. All right, so we've got our subject and we've got our connector verb. Our sentences are working, but they're still a little black and white. You know, to add all that color and detail, we need our third and final building block, adjectives. Let's start with a really common one, dobre, which means good. But here's a super important rule in Polish. Adjectives don't just describe things, they have to agree with them. Think of it like a sports team. The adjective has to wear the right uniform to match the gender of the noun it's playing for. And here's exactly how that works. See, every noun in Polish has a gender. It's either masculine, feminine, or neuter. And the adjective's ending changes to match it. So for our word good, you're going to see it end in E for masculine things, A for feminine, and E for neuter. And looking at it side by side like this is where it really clicks. A male student is a dobry student, but a mother, who is female, is a dobra matka. See? The adjective literally changes its shape to match the noun. Once you start noticing this pattern, you'll see it absolutely everywhere in Polish. All right, this is it. The moment we've been waiting for. We've gathered all of our pieces. We've got the identifier, the connector verb, and the colorful adjective. It is time to click them all together and build a complete descriptive sentence. And it breaks down into 4 really simple steps. First, you start with your identifier, to jest, then you add your noun, let's say student. Next, you add your descriptive adjective, dobre. And then, for that final satisfying click, you make sure that adjective agrees with the noun. And voila, to jest dobry student.
Now, let's see this whole system in action across all 3 genders. Robert to jest dobry kolega, that's masculine. Agnieszka to jest dobra studentka, that's feminine. And the Okęcie Airport, to jest dobre lotnisko, that's neuter. Dobre, dobra, dobre. Each one is tailored perfectly to the noun it's describing.
And there you have it. This isn't about memorizing a bunch of random phrases. It's about actually understanding the blueprint. You now have the fundamental logic to start building your own Polish sentences completely from scratch.
So, we've handed you the tools, we've given you the blueprint. I guess the only real question left is, what's the first sentence you are going to build? Think about that for a second, and thanks so much for joining this explainer.